Hey everyone. Oh.
Oh.
I didn't think this through. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, this right over here.
Oh.
Getting sensual over here.
It's gonna rub against my fucking open wounds on my left shin like it is already, and that's not a
That
great
sounds
feeling.
like delightful.
It's not a great feeling.
I need to adjust this because
This is gonna be a month.
Here we go. There we. Hi. How's it going, everyone?
Why are you still wearing sunglasses, and why did I get to watch you still make eye contact?
Hey everyone, welcome to You Hate to See It. Please become a patron. Go to patreon.com/YOUH82CIT.
Or just go to our website.
Go to our website at youhatetoseeit.net, motherfucker.
Should have been .gov.
Why is it .net? Because it was the cheapest URL we found.
We can't legally make it .gov.
Oh yeah, but what is the term legal? Like really, what?
It's
What
gray
do we
area.
lose? What do we
They'll
lose?
fucking tell us.
Huh. You know, it's one of the alphabet gangs.
Yeah.
It's one of the more garbage ones.
Yeah. I mean, they're all pretty bad.
They're pretty. I don't know.
Tell me one good alphabet gang.
USDA. They tell us that meat's good.
They do be ranking meat, and I do respect that.
I do respect a
As someone
group
who
of
eats
people
a
who
lot of steak and stuff, I do respect it.
I respect a group of people who can rank their meat. Just really rank it like.
Hey, and they're not ranking mine, which is completely all right by me. So
I don't need that kind of
Great.
number in my life.
Grade F USDA choice. Grade F meat, grade A cheese.
oh, get out of here, you piece of shit.
Absolutely not.
Oh, you.
I'm sober. I got here 10 minutes ago.
I mean, so are we, but
I'm Adam, and I'm drinking Jeff's Bud Light apple slices seltzers.
they're pretty tasty.
That's wild.
I'm Jeff. I'm also drinking the Bud Light seltzers that I brought because they were stupidly cheap because Bud Light fucked up and did something with their company, and I'm not going to speak anymore on that political thing because I don't care enough.
I do like cheap alcohol.
Cheap alcohol's fun,
As
yes.
I've been describing myself to people lately, like I am a dumpster. Like if you put alcohol in front of me, it will end up in my liver. Very heavy.
And that doesn't
I'm
even.
also
That,
drinking a mule of Wild Turkey 101 mixed with some ginger beer, diet ginger beer, because we're healthy here. But don't look at Nick on the video.
Jeff's dumpster status has nothing to do with the amount of cum that he ingests. Anyway, I'm Nick. I am also drinking a mule, a heavy pour. I have a Chicago Blackhawks IPA.
Can we start calling you that? Can that be your nickname?
What?
Heavy pour.
Heavy pour. I think Nick Heavy Pour Vera. Yeah.
Big Nick.
heavy pour.
I like that. I mean, that needs to be a shirt.
You can back up a little bit.
No,
No?
it's fine. We can lower him at least. I'd rather that than
Me being all the way over here.
Yeah.
Guys, how's it going? I hope
fucking
everyone
goddamn
knows.
it. That's why it will go away by like the second, third week of this month. But like that's why I have this directly in front of my face because my levels are ridiculously low.
Yeah,
I have to like while editing go through and each part that I speak bump up my audio.
Yeah, so when I edit, I just add compressors and hope for the best.
That adds up for you.
I add a compressor and a de-esser and I hope. and I say a prayer.
Also, we need to figure out why the fuck your mic pops so much. You're the only one that has a mic popping issue.
It's probably the amount of grime on his mic.
It's
It
not
might
all right.
be.
Grime is a strong word. I'd call it soot.
It's- either
Maybe
way-
schmutz.
Either way, the fact that I feel like you should be quarantined because of how close
Quarantined?
you have it to your mouth.
Right
already.
here.
You're
Hi.
going to catch
Hi.
something.
You're already at red, and you're not even.
Hey guys,
Oh,
how's it
fuck,
going?
my laugh is at red.
Look.
That's fine. I don't laugh enough.
Look, if it couldn't be fixed in post, that's how it was meant to be.
I think you should be a good this distant
A good
distance
hang it
away.
dude,
Yeah.
good hang it dude moment.
That's a good distance for you.
I'll just talk like this. and
Yeah,
then,
you're in yellow right now. So
I'll get.
Wow.
Here's the thing: I'm gonna get excited and I'm gonna end up swallowing my thumb.
Oh, I didn't realize you were going to
keep.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were keeping the buffer.
Just, I'm gonna forget that it's here and I'm gonna be like, oh man, a dick. Oh.
Is that a common issue you have? This is why we don't allow Nick in the bar bathrooms alone. Or actually, we only allow him in there alone. He's just gonna be peeing in a urinal like, oh hey.
Slips.
Oh no! How'd this dick ended up in my mouth?
Wow. All
This is a
right.
wild start.
Because our topics aren't great for
No,
like
they
our
aren't.
life
No.
update. Our life has not
It's
been
been
good
a
through the month.
rough.
I've had a great time. I don't know.
May-
It is, but yeah, that's why we're starting with yours for the first
Yeah.
week.
May was a
Life.
rough month.
Life was not great. If also, if you're listening, then you know that I said that Drunken Jurors was coming back in May, and then life ass fucked like two of us on this podcast.
It ass fucked 3 of us, but I liked my ass fuck.
You got lube.
Yeah, I had
They
lube.
gave you some KY jelly and you were pretty happy.
Yeah, I've been gone for a month, and it's been a great time. I made a
Just
movie.
already making those married jokes, man. I got to get away from the wife.
And then I did for a month.
All of his shit's just off camera leg in the corner.
I got back 24 hours ago.
So how is Dixon, Illinois?
Oh, I mean, you mean home of Ronald Reagan?
Yeah, the
Hold
steamed
on,
home
hold
of
on.
Ronald Reagan.
I'll show you guys our wrap gift.
Oh no.
I really hope it's just a piece of Ronald Reagan. It's like
Just a piece of him?
it's like what they do with saints.
We're on the same page. Me and you don't like Ronald Reagan, right?
I like about 80% of what he did, but the other 20% was the National Firearms Act, and I hate him for it.
Yeah, that's okay. So we have pretty much the same. Because
So-
getting rid of the asylums was a thing that we.
That wasn't really a Reagan thing. That was more of a state thing.
Yeah, but like it needed to happen.
Well, no, I think asylum should definitely be brought back.
They need to be redone.
Yeah, I think
constant torturing and experiments done
Look,
on the.
look. Who doesn't love a little light lobotomy to start off the spring? Who doesn't want an ice pick through the eyeball? I bet it would help.
It might.
Yeah, it would help with the alcoholism probably.
Why'd you look at me for that?
So Dixon,
Dixon, Illinois. So when we arrived at Dixon, Illinois, there was 2 things on every local's mind. We
What
are the home
fuck's
of
going
Ronald
on?
Reagan, meaning that Ronald Reagan lived there for 40 years in his childhood, and they can't let it go. And the
Those
fact
were the
that,
best 4 years in Dixon, Illinois.
Yeah.
Though.
And the fact that there was a lady who embezzled millions of dollars out of Dixon, Illinois.
I feel like
That was recent.
Yeah.
Like, in like the last 10 years. I
And, like,
remember.
she
I feel like I
embezzled
saw
it.
that on TV or something.
Yeah,
She
Dixon's
embezzled
not-
it multiple ways, like
Yeah.
from the town. She was
was-
embezzling it, pretending to be like a horse farmer or
Yeah,
whatever.
she
Horse
was.
fucker.
Wasn't she?
And
She
then
was
the-
on like the
that was-
school board, I think,
I
or
don't
something
remember,
like that.
but that's how she got the money in, and then to get the money out, she was like some other kind of farmer. That I was like, why couldn't you just be the same fucking thing? But whatever. So
A lot of money from that.
millions of
I-
dollars
what am I-
from a
what-
very small town.
One of my favorite things is that how like Illinois is the home of Abe Lincoln.
No, I
that-
did not know that.
Yeah.
Land of Lincoln.
Adam, that was sarcasm. I'm not stupid.
I beg to
If
differ.
What happened in the last month that we have thought so lowly of me lately? Man, I've fallen off. All
Well,
right.
anyway, Lincoln was actually born in fucking Kentucky. Yeah,
Yeah.
Land of Lincoln. Is
But
actually,
he did live the majority of his life here in Illinois.
But Reagan
know?
was in Dixon for a couple
Yeah,
years. So.
Yeah.
that's true.
Anyway, so the film is called Adult Children.
What?
So
I don't like that. But
the film well, so I'll
it's child pornography.
well, we joked about it.
Oh no! Oh god!
But anyway, that's not what it was.
"Quote unquote" joke.
But you can only see this on the video because I'm not going to post this online for audio listeners. So become a patron and you can see this shirt in all its glory. This is our wrap shirts. It's
I hate this.
Can I
That
describe
looks,
this, please?
that looks exactly like the cowboy
so-
hat that Nick
sorry.
has.
Just because you won't know, this arch is the arch when you it's on
Yeah.
the front end of when you enter downtown Dixon.
Okay.
You drive under. This
I've only
arch.
ever passed it on 80 and 88.
Okay, so this is the arch that you drive under.
I'm pretty sure Dixon's only off of 88.
No, because the flags are on 80.
Anyway,
Wow.
Nicholas, you can describe this shirt.
So what I am looking at is the St. Louis arch. For some reason, has Dixon plastered.
that's
on
the
top.
arch.
I was making a joke.
Okay. Fucking idiot.
We have a.
Both of you.
I would.
What the fuck did I do?
I would say we have a pre-election Ronald Reagan, with
But yet
a-
very old still.
well, I mean, he was.
Yes,
he
I
was
know.
very old when he was elected. And Ronald Reagan
You got to show it to the camera at some point.
has
'cause
a magenta cowboy hat while looking directly into your eyes with a soulless NFA signing eyes.
with a purple pacifier in
Yep.
his mouth.
Because
Yeah,
Adult
I got
I
it.
know,
Children, okay.
I get it. I can pick up on context clues. Thank you.
Debatable. Was that the only thing in the rap?
that's the rap. I mean, besides getting hammered, yeah, that was the rap.
Besides getting
We did get a really cool water bottle, but that's upstairs, and I don't feel like getting it. But
besides getting absolutely wasted.
Oh, God damn, I just know. Nick's not wearing matching socks. God fucking damn it. They're two completely
oh
different
my
colors.
god.
How's it going?
Anyway,
Sorry, it means nothing, but like we've yelled at Nick for this multiple times.
Shannon didn't even notice this morning.
Of course she didn't.
but yeah. So the movie was called Adult Children. It is a family dramedy. It's one of those movies where like nothing happens. It's like just a family going through issues.
Like Schitt's Creek.
Sort of, but less. It's going to be less funny. It's a dramedy, so it's.
So was Schitt's
I hated
Creek.
that show after like 10 episodes.
Yeah, no, it was rough to get through after. I mean, it still has one of the best jokes that Adam and I still tell each other
Yeah.
in like the first episode. I need a really long exception cord.
Cord
I'm gonna
and a
take a bath.
toaster.
Can you give me a really long extension cord
and a toast.
and a toaster?
But anyway, so it's about 4 siblings who all, for some reason, come home. It's going to be difficult for me to describe. I only read the sides. So sides are what you get each day of here's the parts of the script that we're shooting. I never read the script, like, front to back.
Like in
so-
order of what?
In order.
Because
So, like,
I'm sure
I have...
your shoot. If I am correct, shoots don't happen in order of how the
No.
movie goes. Yeah,
No. So I have, like, literally no fucking idea what's happening in this movie, really. I have weird
you can tell
plot
this
points.
man's been working a lot because his hair is straight up.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's 4 siblings who come home for some reason and just have to live with each other. So there's the 4 siblings, the youngest one and the main character is her name's Morgan. She's 17 years old. Her mother is 68 years old and her father is 53 years old.
All of them played by Anne Hathaway.
No, the mother's played by Mimi Rogers, who was Mrs. Kensington in the first Austin Powers movie.
Okay.
Then the rest of the kids, the older 3, have the same dad, like a different dad. So the 17-year-old,
Okay.
who's dead, and
Good.
the
good.
oldest child is her name's Lisa. She was played by Betsy Brandt, who was in Breaking Bad. She was one of the main
That's
characters.
the
in
second
Breaking
person from Breaking Bad you've been around.
Bad. Who was the first? Oh, Larry Hankin.
Larry Hankin.
So she played Hank's wife in the show, for anyone who knows Breaking Bad. Loved Betsy, drove her around all the time.
Yeah, you.
I was
were
the
a
talent. I was the talent PA, so I picked most of the talent up and dropped them off at the beginning and end of the day. I ran errands for them, and then anytime I didn't need to be doing something, I was doing runs to get whatever for the rest of the production. And if I didn't have to do that, I was on set helping out on set.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. And then Well,
which is
and
much more than you did with
Batman with
fucking Patrick. Or
No, I did a lot more. Well, I mean, with Patrick Schwarzenegger and Echo Boomers, I was
still
his babysitter.
I
but-
still just think that man had nothing running through his head, and he was just like wandering, and you were like grabbing him and like redirecting him as he walked. Just from that one story of like you trying to get him to like, hey, you're needed on set, and he's like, okay,
and then
proceeded to
didn't go
do
to set.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Morgan was played by a actress named Ella Rubin, who she was in the sequel Gossip Girl TV show.
Means
I know.
nothing
And the movie hasn't come out yet, but she plays Anne Hathaway's daughter. She does look a lot like Anne Hathaway in like the Princess Diaries era.
Damn, did I fucking call out Anne Hathaway or not?
Yeah. And then so the second oldest is played by a guy named Tommy.
Chong?
No.
Damn. Imagine.
I could look
Imagine you walked on set and everyone's like, "Oh, that's the talent PA," and you walk up to Tommy Chong like, "Hey, man!"
Yeah.
And they're like, "What?"
That's gonna be a wild time. That when the one time that happens when I actually know the cast going into this. But yeah, so Tommy, I didn't recognize any of his credits, but he's married to Amanda Seyfried.
Oh.
Do you know who that is, Jeff?
The name's familiar.
The big-eyed, blonde-haired girl from Ted 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Les
No,
Mis,
that was already enough.
Mamma Mia.
That first one was
Body, I think is a movie.
She was in Mean Girls as well. She was one of the plastics in Mean Girls.
yes, no. The TED 2 listed everything that I needed.
Yep. So, and Tommy was really nice. And then the next one was played by Aya Cash, who was the Nazi supervillain in The Boys.
Oh,
Which season is that?
Season 2.
I don't know if I got
The
that
woman?
far into
I
season
thought it was season 3, but it's a season 2.
season
don't-
1, right?
Season 2.
What the fuck?
Sorry,
are
season
you-
1. I'm
What?
having the woman is what I was trying to say.
The female Nazi superhero from season 2.
Season 1. Got it. That was a joke. That was a joke. That was a joke.
No, I don't think I got far enough into season 2 then.
I only got a couple episodes into it, and I
remember
wanna
you trying to
finish
tell
it.
me it was season 3, and I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah,
Like, did
no, I
miss
found
a
out.
season?
Someone on set told me it was season 3, but it was season 2, and I've only seen 1 season and 2 episodes, so
Same.
I don't.
Oh, so yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know enough.
I don't know why I didn't get it. Like, I like The Boys. Like the first season was really good.
I love it.
Season
I love it too, but I
3
for
is
some
in-
reason just always forget to go back. And
It was
watch.
one of the shows that Morgan and I were watching together, and it's difficult for Morgan and I to agree on a show to watch.
Fair enough.
So at some point when we get bored with something, then we just stop watching it for years. Um,
As
Season
one does.
3's intense. You guys will like it.
I got to get through 2 though.
Yeah.
And I got to
Um,
remember to watch it, but I watch
fair.
too much anime now. So
But yeah, so all of Aya, Jeff and I were talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Aya auditioned for Floor in Guardians 3, the rabbit.
oh,
She didn't get it, but she auditioned. So she was telling me the story of how she auditioned for it. But I mean, whatever.
I
It was
think-
the rabbit was called Ground at the time that she was auditioning for it. Lines were exactly the same as what they are in the movie, but Ground instead of Floor. And I was like, Floor was the better choice.
God, what a fucking. Have you seen Guardians? Oh my god, what
No.
a fucking what a
It's heavy.
fucking
I've heard.
what a masterpiece of a fucking movie.
I think the last Marvel movie I saw was.
Before that, I think it was
Doctor
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, we watched it
Yeah, I was
together.
gonna say we're watching one here. Because
I don't. It's been. I haven't really cared about a lot of them.
that's what we were talking about that too.
Also,
Like
just
a lot
haven't
of the
had time.
Yeah. But yeah, so Lisa, so Betsy Brandt from Breaking Bad, her character, she's married to a dude and is sleeping with a much younger dude. So her character is 48, I believe, and she is sleeping with a 25-year-old and finds out she is pregnant. What's she gonna do with the baby? I seriously don't know. But we filmed a woman's clinic, meaning an animal hospital. We went to Yeah, we went to an animal hospital because they have the medical rooms, and we just designed it to look like an actual place. We used the outside of the building and one exam room, and then the like receptionist's like entrance. We used some other random building that had like a medical looking reception area. So they walked into an animal hospital, were then in a different building, and then went to the exam room back in the animal hospital. Is how like the sets are. The set is basically. But yeah, we don't know what. I have no idea what she's going to do with the baby. Don't know. That was a day that I was driving around a lot, so I didn't get to read all of our sides. For that day, so I just don't know. Then Ella or Morgan she's a typical 17-year-old who is riddled with anxiety and
Same,
stress and just trying to get by.
Oh God, you're making me cry.
And her family is a complete disaster, so she's just trying to deal with that, and being 17 years, like just being the youngest by a lot, and the parents like go away for a while. I don't know how long, because I don't know how long it takes place in the movie, but the parents go away.
The movie's done though, right? Like you guys shot the entire
The
thing.
whole
in this
movie
month?
shot 20 days.
Damn.
I mean 26 days, but 20 days of filming. Weekends off. And then Aya, her character's name's Dahlia. She is basically kind of a free spirit, kind of hoary, kind of like so her job is basically being a nude model, like for artists to draw.
Yeah.
And sleeps with older guys and stuff like that.
This is right up Nick's alley.
What?
Huh?
Oh.
And then Tommy
Smokes weed and loves tomatoes.
You're very close. Tommy is a firefighter who is a crippling drug addict.
Also, Nick.
Yeah.
I am a firefighter.
So
Something like that.
so
Hoses. Love hoses.
All right.
so for you two who might be wondering,
Nope.
I had to go. That's why I have stubble right now, is because I had to go clean shaven because I'm in the movie. I acted in this movie as one of the firefighters with Tommy. And firefighters.
Did they put
have
you
to
in a
be
muscle
clean
suit?
shaven. No. But I did get my firefighter T-shirt, that like my costume.
Did you get abs for it?
No, I wore a T-shirt.
Oh. So you weren't like a hot firefighter or anything?
No, just a fat, skinny firefighter.
Interesting.
But yeah, so I spent half a day on this past Monday pretending to be a firefighter and like interacting with a couple other guys and Tommy being a firefighter. And
Do you have any kittens from trees?
No, I
So
ran
you're telling me your sex life is about to get real spicy with role play?
Yeah, in about a year when this movie comes out. I got to body Tommy for half a day. So my job was I had to walk around the fire truck. I had to be not paying attention, and I just had to run into Tommy. And so Tommy and I ran into each other probably 70 times. And I was just shoulder checking that motherfucker. Like, it was no one's. Like, the first couple times we would, like, bump each other. And we kind of did, like, that. I call it the hand walk of, like, where you kind of, like, shoulder, like, run your hand on the guy, like, as we're going past each other.
I've
like,
never done this to another human being.
Nope, that doesn't sound
as
right.
you, like, hit each other, you go, oh, sorry. Like, and you like, oh,
Nope.
okay.
No, I just hit him with the ope and I move on.
Well, I was also saying open, but then they wanted me to do something else with my hands, so I was just going up to him, head down, like pretending like I don't see where he's at, and I was just shoulder checking that motherfucker. And as we got further and further along, like, you get more and more comfortable with what you're doing. So by the end of it, I'm like actually hitting him, because I'm like, we're now like in the moment, and like we're just kind of going along, and we're no longer like protecting each other from hitting each other. We're just hitting each other.
Gotta have some fun.
I mean, we did have a lot of fun that day. Yeah, that was my most exciting day. But yeah, we did a lot. Drove talent around a lot, did a lot of things. If you guys have anything you want to ask me about making a movie.
No, I think that's it.
Oh, okay. I can show you my script. I did get a full script.
But you never read it.
No.
Look at that game. Oh, look.
Ass right there in the camera.
There it is. These polarized lenses wouldn't let me see the fucking
I'm just-
screen. I'm like, I have to do this. I have to like turn my head.
So
Oh,
this
like he
is
sat down in a chair.
this
I
is
was looking at you. My bad.
Oh.
this is my script. It's 105 pages. And I got the 4 siblings, the writer, and the director to sign my script for me.
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
So the fun
Here,
thing.
we'll show and tell it. We'll pass it around.
For a fun little thing here is Adam thinks we're gonna have a lot of like questions and stuff, but like we haven't talked to each other in like a month, and like it's kind of like that now we get to process everything, and like I don't have any questions because I'm still processing everything that was just said, and I'm stupid, so I won't have questions till like week 3.
Did the writer's strike affect anything here with this movie?
It did.
Okay.
It actually did. So the writer of this movie, Annika, was also a producer on this movie, and her husband is the director and also producer of the movie. The writer's strike started May 7th, so like right away. We started shooting on the 1st, and so because of the writer's strike, this is actually movie's been in development for 4.5 years. It's been in development hell, which I can talk about after this. So she had to go and was writing like everything, trying to get everything hammered out as best as she could before the strike happened, because the day that the strike happens, she is no longer legally allowed to write anything on that script.
Did you
So-
see the thing with Ryan Reynolds and Daredevil?
Yeah, we were talking
Not
about
Daredevil.
With Deadpool,
Deadpool.
yeah.
Yeah. He can't
So-
act
Yeah,
because he's considered a writer.
Yeah, he's a writer on Deadpool 3, so he can't improvise. So they've probably gone through and done bullets of a bunch of stuff.
They're like, hey, I want to improvise here.
No, like pre-written improvises that he did before the strike, because if he says something that's not on paper, it is considered a rewrite because he is a writer.
Okay.
So he is not allowed to spontaneously improvise on this movie.
So
Could-
my-
Yeah.
yeah, well, I have a question, but
Okay.
I mean, you can ruin this, I guess.
I mean, I can do that later.
Okay.
I'll fact check you in a little bit.
So I mean, you haven't read it, but you got the whatever the sides or whatever.
the sides, what we shoot on
So
each day.
everything that's like underlined, is that like an action type thing? Like they're doing it? Because it says like the words like hang up is underlined, and then like drive away like underlined. Like,
yeah. It kind of all depends on
Stage directions, correct?
on how the script is written. But a lot of times things like
this is kind of cool to look at, though. See how this
things
is all
like certain important actions that's kind of like bold and underlined stuff are like, this is happening. Everything around it can be altered a little bit. But like, so for example, the day that if you want to see sides in the call sheet, I can show that to you.
written. No.
I'll find the day that I'm part of.
That's kind of cool to look at. Oh,
Yeah.
and it's upside down.
I have all of my sides here, but let me pull up the day I worked.
I can't wait to watch a movie and actually see the credits and Adam's name in it finally again. Because Batman was sad. I watched that 3-hour movie. Barely remember anything about it. Just for
It was mediocre.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
it was I
I love Batman movies that make you
didn't-
hate Batman.
I didn't like hate it, but like yeah, I don't think I'd ever watch it again. Personally.
personally.
Nick, we have to carry this fucking podcast right now. Stop looking at your phone.
I mean, we don't have to talk. Remember, I'm editing this one, so.
That's true. Nick, say some really racist shit. Oh no.
Deep breath.
Remembers the olden days.
The good old days.
We can just be a brother.
This is nice.
I like it.
I don't fucking like you.
Here. So this is our call sheet and our sides for the day that I was a firefighter.
This piece
But
of
anyway,
shit.
yeah. So
It's a W-2. Oh, hey, look, you're social.
What?
This is so tiny.
well, yeah, because they're sides. The sides have to be half sheets so that way they can fit in pockets and stuff.
This is like honestly
This is where we learn that Nick can't read.
too small written for me.
Well, actually, Nick can't read. Nick's basically dyslexic at this point, so.
I have.
But anyway, so with
I can't remember what Emma called it.
Sadness, probably.
so with the writer's strike, yeah, everything had to be done, and any rewrites that happened after the strike had to be done by anyone but Annika. So she is the sole writer of the script. So like any rewrites, you can't actually have like scripted rewrites. It is the director or a producer or the actors can like in the moment say like we're gonna do something else and like try something new or things like that. Annika can't have any notes on it. So if you'll actually see, so my scenes in that movie, I have 2 paragraphs. I think that first page of the sides is that Tommy, like in his car outside of a firehouse.
It's Josh and Alex.
Yeah. So Josh is Tommy, and Alex is his boss. That sequence written versus what we did, not the same at all. So that's clearly a rewrite that happened after the writers' strike that Annika had no part of. That other people.
So you said this was in, like, production hell or something? Like
Yes.
what?
So in 2018, they started writing this movie. When it got done, they sold it to Lionsgate.
Okay.
Lionsgate started shopping it around to find a distributor, because Lionsgate is a production, not a distributor. They couldn't find. Everyone apparently was saying the same thing. We love this script. We think this is gonna be a great movie. It's not what we're looking for.
Quick question. I don't know if you can discuss it or if you even know, but like, what was the like budget for making the movie? Do you know?
Under $1 million. I know that.
Okay.
I don't know
Because
how much.
this is. I mean, I don't think we've
a few
discussed it.
100,000. Like
we discussed this, but like, I don't think we said it on the podcast. It's an indie movie, so like, it's
Yeah.
not picked up by anyone yet.
Correct.
It's shot. And
I
then,
can talk about the process of what's happening next after this. So Lionsgate was shopping it around to a distributor, couldn't find anyone to distribute it. So, and everyone said, we love it, not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is Marvel, DC,
I was gonna say
cool
like,
shit,
'cause with
bigger things.
with that, like, because that's kind of how like media goes, right? Like, there's like a subgenre type thing that like kind of everyone tries to follow during that
Yeah,
time.
and like
Those were
even
for
going to like
franchise.
streaming services,
Like with horror movies, there was like a huge portion of like slasher movies, and then Paranormal Activity happened, and it became like
yeah.
paranormal
So
shit,
well,
and-
and like they'd go to like the Netflix, and Netflix, that's not family dramedies aren't what Netflix is doing right now. So like it's just
It's more of a Hulu thing, I feel like.
which they're not doing that either right now because that they're
they're in a weird spot.
yeah, Hulu's in the weird spot right now. So, but yeah, so they couldn't find it, and so then they found one of the smaller streaming services, like Peacock or one of those other weird ones, the smaller
Quibi.
yeah, Quibi, like one of those, and they said that they might be interested if this was a miniseries. So, Annika then went and rewrote the movie as a 10-episode, 45-minute each episode long miniseries. So expanded much greater on everything else that was happening, changed main characters. So in the movie or in the TV show, the mom becomes the main character as her kids are completely like falling apart, basically. Where as opposed to following the kids as they're falling apart and how they interact with each other, it goes to the mom and how the mom handles each kid falling apart. And they went and started shopping. You have to write the full season before you can shop it around. So she wrote 10 episodes of this movie, and they started shopping it around to networks and stuff, and everyone was like, wow, this is really, really fucking good. But everyone was looking for the next Sons of Anarchy and the next Game of Thrones and the next epic.
Yeah.
Where, again, a family dramedy is not
That ain't it.
Yeah.
but everyone seemed to really like this. So it was just one of those like wrong place, wrong time kind of situation that this movie was stuck in. So then they went and they went back to Lionsgate and was like, can you just sell the rights back to us at the same price? Which that's like the beginning negotiation of buying your rights back. And Lionsgate weirdly said, sure. So they sold them back the rights for exactly what they paid for them, which is amazing because that's not something studios do very often. And so then they went and found two different independent film studios that bankrolled this movie. And so that's how it finally get made. When they made it back into a movie, they rewrote the script again because they added new things to the TV show that they really, really liked that weren't in the original draft of the movie. So they had to rewrite and added new things into this script that weren't in the first one. Yeah, and then we got to make it. And then going to your what we talked about distributing this. So it was a 20-day shoot. I actually was talking to Rich at the wrap party. They have 4 weeks with the editor. So the editor is getting all the footage and just like cold cutting it. This is what I do when I edit any of the video that I've ever done. You do like a cold rough draft first, meaning no music, no nothing, no you're just syncing the audio with the video and you're looking at the script and what any rewrites have been done and what. So like for this, it's probably on like post-it notes of like from Rich being like, because we can't legally change the script at all, like here's the rewrites that we've done. And he was building the movie with like some of that.
I'm assuming there's like a microscope under any rewrite that's done to make sure it doesn't come from Anya.
Yeah, Annika. Yes.
Annika.
Yes, there is, because she's part of the
if that it gets sent as a text or something.
It gets sent. It's a post-it note that Rich makes, or Tommy makes, or Mimi makes, or what? Like someone like Annika has no part in this.
Because if like
maybe like I
Dude,
and I
if
don't
the-
know.
if
I
the
Do you
writer-
think you made some good connections though? Do you think? That
Oh
you
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Nice. Nick,
you were saying that there
Nick,
was
our lives. We might be moving up.
We're getting there.
because you were saying that this had the potential to be like
Potential
what,
of-
a 3-movie deal. Or?
A 3-movie deal, yeah, which I'll also talk about. But so
We don't have time for all that.
Rich said that there is a 4-week period where the editor is cutting the movie together, just bare bones. Like it's not going to be great, but it's the movie. Then Rich gets the movie for 2 weeks to make any notes and whatever, to then kind of punch it down a little bit, maybe different takes. And like this first cut will maybe be like, oh, here's like 3 takes that are really good. So they'll play one after another in the video, in like the final quote unquote cut of the movie that Rich gets in 4 weeks. So then Rich can see like, oh, here's good versions of this and this and this, and he gets like a 6-hour movie.
Yeah.
he then makes
It's a
the,
Snyder cut. Yeah.
he makes the decisions and pulls it all together and kind of gets an even more detailed version. When that's done, then it goes to color correcting, music, Foley, like just all the other people that need to do anything else to the movie. They come after the second cut of the movie comes in. To work on things together, and so like that third cut is going to be the final cut, and that gets made at the same time as everything else is happening. So we time it out to the music, but the scene is 3 seconds too long, so we'll trim 3 seconds off here and do this and that. And
I would just like to point out that this month could get pretty entertaining, as I am getting kind of fucking drunk because I haven't ate anything today, and it is 3 p.m. I woke up at like 3 minutes before I drove to get here.
Oh.
But yeah,
He was like, "I'll be home by 12:30," and I looked at my phone and was like, "No, I'll just get up."
I was at a farmer's market.
It's like, I'll get up, I'll brush my teeth, and fucking head out.
but yeah, so how this movie is going to be distributed then is it's going to go to festivals, and that when it plays at festivals, it has to have X.
We're
amount
gonna
of
go,
time,
right?
If we can, yeah.
If we can.
Well, it depends
Nick,
on.
you should dress like this.
I can.
Yeah.
I got my party shirt.
Yeah, I see that.
This isn't my party shirt.
Oh.
I got a party shirt.
I'm scared.
But we'll have no matter what a festival run that like it has to have before it can be distributed anywhere outside of festivals.
Because it's independent.
Yeah, but at festivals are distributors to sign the movie and pay the money to get the rights to distribute the movie, and then they'll distribute it.
I don't know,
So
maybe
it's upwards of 8 to a year and a half, 8 months to a year and a half to get this movie out
Do
there.
you get revenue or anything?
No.
You just get paid for being there
I just
already.
got paid to do what I did, and that's it.
Voice.
But imagine how good we could be if this movie hit off and he got revenue, and then like we don't work anymore, Nick. We just fuck around with Adam, and by fuck around I mean you get to carry your gun.
And you had asked about the possibility of getting on more features with this.
I mean, I'm sure your resume has now blown up a little bit.
Yeah, this looks really good on the resume, but also I have been talking to the studio based in Dixon, Illinois that made this movie. And originally they were going to make 3 movies this year. That was the plan in January when things started moving forward with this movie. Currently in the writer's strike, which is fine. You can make a movie through a writer's strike because once the scripts are locked and you can make the movie. Unfortunately, in one more month, the Directors Guild of America contract is running up, meaning that they're probably going to go on strike because
Gotta make a new contract.
well, especially if the Writers Guild hasn't come to agreement yet, everyone goes on strike to really fuck the
everything,
studios over because no one can work then, and the studios
Because
will-
if the directors are on strike, then movies don't get made.
correct. Whereas writers going on strike doesn't affect the making of a movie.
It's just that no new movies get
Correct. No, nothing is being written, which that's in pre-production. Like that doesn't matter. But directors affect, production. And a month after the Directors Guild will probably go on strike. SAG, so Screen Actors Guild, their contract runs out. So we are
can't make
hitting
a movie without the
and-
actors.
Yeah, and over the course of 4 months, all 3.
Are there only 3?
There's a couple others, but their contracts are still going. Like
How long
this was
are-
just
how
bad
long
timing.
I mean, I'm sure they change. But like,
It's
usually,
completely.
I'm assuming it's probably like the production people, like the people. Who
I mean,
are more
there's
technical.
there's There's a union for sound. There's a union for. There's just not a union
Cameramen,
for
I'm sure, stuff like that.
There's just not a union for production assistants because this is like the ground level job that you don't want. So by the time that anyone's able to create a union,
No one cares.
None of the people are still in it.
Yeah.
You have a completely new group of people in it.
Yeah.
It's like just you're like a contract worker.
I'm a
that makes sense.
freelancer.
Yeah.
So they're not making another movie until November at the earliest now because we're hitting and over the course of 4 months 3 strikes. Like it's just, I mean, it's a shit show. So it's great. Right when I get into the industry, COVID cancels everything, and then I get into the industry again, and strikes cancel everything.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be 3 years of hell.
Correct.
Hopefully.
So they're estimating that November they'll be able to start production on their next movie, but they're just not even going to try because by the time they get something off the ground, everyone's on strike again. They can't do anything anyway. So, but I've talked to them and they're probably going to offer me a job when that happens. And I told them I'd rather drive an hour to Dixon than an hour to Chicago. So,
Makes sense.
yeah. Any other questions?
No, I think this was a good episode. I'm sure I'll come up with something later when I'm not feeling like as hammered as I'm about to be.
We can throw back if you come up with other questions in later episodes, but
Yeah, I mean, you're the one editing anyway, so I mean, I don't really care.
I won't cut it in. I'll just.
Fair enough. That's how we keep people around for the entire month of episodes. We drop other little tidbits in the other episodes.
Little flippers.
All right, yeah. So this was a good episode. I mean, a little more serious than usual. Nick,
Very
fuck off.
knowledgeable.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
What'd I do?
You're still wearing sunglasses and a fucking overshirt.
What's wrong with the overshirt?
It's just.
I'm dressed well.
Is this what you would consider?
Yeah.
Dressed well. All right. Well, we all have.
I have a button
standards.
down.
Yeah, well, we
It's
all
not
have-
buttoned, but it's a button down.
We all have different standards. So.
All right. Thanks everyone for listening.